we're going to work on this boat. It's a '01. It don't look like it. I mean, it's been taken care of, but keep this thing serviced and everything we need to do every year. But it's that time where it needs a little bit of an upgrade on some different things. We just got it back out of the shop, had the lower unit rebuilt. We couldn't do that here in our shop because of the special tools that you need to do it. So subcontracted out to a friend of mine, and then everything else we're gonna do on our own. So we got a couple little issues, and we'll go through and I'll show you what we're doing on those. These tires, man, our local tire store and our business, we use them a ton for truck tires and stuff like that, and with car tires and whatever else. But man, I found that trailer tires, I can just order a new wheel and a trailer tire for cheaper than I can have them put a tire on. So anyway, here's these tires. You know, they came from Amazon. I know, but super cheap. And it's actually changed. I'm gonna change this boat over to an aluminum wheel, and you know, pretty generic boat trailer tire, but I think it'll be a great upgrade to our old wheels. You know, kind of bring it up in the world. Yes, that's a goat. See the goat, Timmy. Anyway, I want to change these wheels out. First off, we're going to get to the main part of the trailer here and get this side jacked up, so we can yank those wheels off, get those new aluminum jobs on. Normally you won't see me working on this page in flip-flops, but because I'm working on a boat and there's several things inside we're going to do, you know, you don't want to get in anybody's boat or your own boat with your shoes on. It's kind of like a boat roll. Always been one of my boat rules. Anyway, so I'm going to have to slip my shoes on and off to get in and out. So I thought, well, working at home, working on a boat, perfect, flip-flops. Here we go. Let's get these tires. Okay, here it is, back down on the ground. I don't know, tell me what you think, guys. For a cheap wheel set, I think it was $350 for both wheels and tires. I couldn't find 2 lug nuts, so I'm minus 2 lug nuts, so I had to use the original ones. Had to use a thin wall chrome socket to get them on. On the other side, I'll show you. Right here, I went ahead and I had to use a reducer and a thin wall chrome socket to put them on. 13/16, I believe is what the size was on those. So that could be a bear if we get on the side of the road to have to change a tire. However, I'm going to go ahead and order a set of these. I know what size I need now, so I'm probably going to order a set, maybe even see if there's some kind of center cap for this wheel. You know, it's not a big deal. It's a trailer, but I mean, we all want to look good going to the lake, right? So anyway, interesting. I'm replacing these, and the reason I'm replacing them is because I'm putting them on a stock trailer that I need to replace all 4 tires. Well, guess what? Found this. Look at that. I think this is the way a tire is supposed to look. I'm not sure it's supposed to have that hump in it. Actually, we already had these tires ordered, and I mean, that tire looks good, but obviously something's broke in it. We had these tires, the aluminum tires and wheels, ordered for the boat, and on the way to the lake last week, it rode fine. On the way back from the lake, it started bouncing, and I was like, what is going on? So anyway, found a problem, so we're gonna have to order up another wheel and tire for my stock trailer. But anyway, that's the aluminum wheels. We got more to do on this project. Replace all the bunk boards. As you can see, they've been on there a while, but even the bunk boards are in similar condition underneath. So we're going to build those, carpet them. Right now it's time to get in the boat, do some work. So we're going to take our gloves off, shoes off. We're going to get in there and do some work on the inside. Hang on with me. All right, here's the deal. We went to the lake after we've had it in the shop, and pulling out, it was squalling a belt. So we're going to adjust this alternator belt. It seems to be a little loose. Okay, before I get too carried away, I've already started taking this apart, but I had this worked on, I had a new throttle cable put on this boat. I'm not big on like looking for stuff and everything like that. I've been in customer service, been in automotive repair, body, mechanical, the whole 9 yards, and there's always stuff that you could find if you really look for it. That's one thing that's always aggravated me about body work. You can look for a piece of dust. If you look for a piece of dust, you're probably going to find one. So if the job looks good, it looks good. I mean, bad job, I know. So I try not to look for things, and I try to benefit of the doubt if we do find an issue. But I got in this boat, man, and it's laying in the floor. And I'm like, okay, this ain't just like a gasket. This is metal. So it goes somewhere. So that got me looking. And then the bezel right here was all floppy. And I'm thinking, man, that's a poor job. You know, this is what, by the way, this is what clips and holds this in. So also on our little run to the lake, we had a trim problem at the end of the day. The trim worked fine. At the end of the day, it quit working. I want to say it's a relay because I tapped the relays in the back. That's all it, I think that's all that it is. But see, it's still working now. But anyway, so we're going to get some more of those. But also, while I was in there, I was checking just some of this. You know, I get it. It may be fine, but we're going to clean some of this wiring up. When I was feeling around way up in here, it feels like it's going in between the cable. And so when you're ratcheting it, that's going to be a future problem. So we're going to go ahead and address those things now. Because you don't want problems on the water. You definitely don't want, and you don't want problems on your fun day. You know, it's a day to go have fun. You just want to go out and everything work the way it's supposed to. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. But guys, I tell you, it's a boat. You know what, boat? It's an acronym. Break out another 1,000. Maybe not literally, but it's always work. It's always work. So you got to love it. You got to be prepared. Be ready to work on it a little bit on the water. Carry a little small toolkit, something. You may not be able to do a major repair, but you can do some little something, you know, twist a wire together, zip tie something. So anyway, let's get to work on this. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. The shifting and everything worked fabulous. So that whole part of it's fine. Let's just fix this little trim. We'll be good to go. So here we are. Another little project I want to fix on this boat is that right there. Looks like it's actually in there. This thing's going to tilt, so you can see. Looks like it's there. It could be in this nut, but I don't think so. Due to the fact it don't. You see, with that move, the whole thing moves. So I think our nut's okay. We got to get to here. Let's see if we can get it into that. Get that rubber boot pulled back to inspect it. Otherwise, we'll have to take the wheel off. So let's get in there and see what we can find. Most of the time, these rubber, they just have a little lip that goes over on. I don't want to. Well, I can get from the back. Whatever it is. It's not in the tilt. It's the tilt mechanism is right here, and the movement's right in here. So we are going to end up wanting to take the wheel off. You see that? That's rough. So I'm gonna hop out, get some more tools. And see what we can find out about this wheel. Drives me nuts. This boat's never had a straight steering wheel. I grabbed my steering wheel puller kit. I've had it string for years. So also I told you earlier, I don't do a lot of impact stuff, but that lug wrench on the steering wheel, I grabbed my 3/8 impact. That nut's going to be hard to come off. and it's hard to come back on. You want to drive that steering wheel on good and solid. So I did grab this. A lot of my buddies give me a hard time about Ryobi. They're Milwaukee guys, and I tell you, Ryobi's been really good to me. This actual 3/8 impact, man, I can't say enough about it. Get to work. Let's get this thing pulled off. See what we got in here. See, don't force anything. Like I said, I thought that may be lipped over. It was lipped over on the back when I used that screwdriver to lip it over and see, but the front wasn't. You know, if I'd have kept on, you know, it just ended up ruining your boot. So I didn't have any information on this, but you can always dive in and just don't force anything, because if it ain't supposed to come apart, it ain't going to real easy. So it may not be easy, but you know what I'm saying. Guys, there's a washer, a crush washer, and a washer, and I almost think that that's where the problem is, because there's a ring in there for a snap ring, and somebody's had this off, and they didn't put that together right. I don't know, to throw the snap ring on top of the nut like it's going to do something is completely retarded. I'll be honest, that's bad. That's bad. I'm not happy about that one. I promise you that. So anyway, what's going to happen is you're going to have a washer, the crush washer. They're going to go right back on. I just took them off. There's a plastic wedge in there. I don't know if you can see that. Let's get you up here where you can see that. This plastic wedge is supposed to be down in and tight, and what that's going to do is take that slop out. See, and that's got to be pushed in there, and then your snap ring's going to go on and hold all this on. Then your boot, then your steering wheel. But that snap ring don't need to be up here on the steering wheel. Right here's where it goes. Somebody's had all this off and put it together wrong. That's all it is to it. I'll look in there while I'm out there. I mean, it looks like everything else is tight, but man, that's not good. Alright, so there it is. The boat's fixed. It's actually been on a trip since then. All of it worked flawlessly. We did put a new depth finder in it. I didn't video it. I got lucky. I didn't have to run any wiring or do anything like that. So just a plug and play. So I didn't figure y'all would be interested in that. But anyway, all that stuff works. We're good to go. We've been a trip from Kingston to Chattanooga. Check that out on our other page. That's on Perfect Pair Adventures on YouTube, where we travel, went through the locks, went through the whole 9 yards. Pretty fun. We're going to take this thing out again soon and leave from Clinton to Knoxville and back by water. So we're going to use this boat. We enjoy it, have a good time. You know, just every once in a while you got to back up and do those maintenance things to get it back up in tip-top shape. And that's what I tried to show you in this video.